What happens if the defendant pleads not guilty but confesses to their solicitor that they really did it? They're guilty. In this part, I'm going to discuss the guilty defendants. I'm here at Leeton Local Court. Why? Because Leeton is lovely. Of course, Leeton is part of the New South Wales Riverina. It's not too far from the Murrumbidgee River. For those interested in architecture, it was built about 100 years ago and is an example of an interwar courthouse. Perhaps Leeton is the finest example of an interwar courthouse in New South Wales. However, if you disagree with this statement, well, show us a picture of a better looking interwar courthouse then. By the way, it's interwar because it's the period between the First and the Second World Wars. Leeton is part of the Griffith Court Circuit, which also includes Hay Local Court. Before we start, it's important to remember solicitors have a duty to the court and the administration of justice. It's Section 3 of the Solicitor Conduct Rules. So you might be paying the solicitor to represent you, but their duty to the court prevails. Of course, there is a level of confidentiality between the solicitor and the client. This is where the issue of the guilty client makes things interesting. Let's say you've been charged with some offence. You've got a solicitor representing you. The solicitor says, "How do you want to plead?" You say, "Tell the court, I'm pleading not guilty." All good until you say to your solicitor, "By the way, I'm really guilty. I did it." This is where the solicitor's duty to the court and the solicitor's rules kick in. Section 20 of the Solicitor's Rules places a number of restrictions on the solicitor when this scenario arises. By the way, it's common for a solicitor to withdraw at this stage. The solicitor can't tell people about the confession because of confidentiality. If they do continue to represent the person, there are a number of restrictions, including the solicitor can't suggest that anyone else committed the crime. They can't blame someone else or point the finger at someone else. The solicitor can't make arguments that are inconsistent with the confession. I think this makes a defence tricky. Furthermore, the rules say the solicitor must not continue to act if the client insists on giving evidence denying guilt. So just because you're paying them doesn't mean the duty to the court will be ignored. Because if a solicitor does not comply with their duty to the court, they risk being struck off, fined or jailed.